Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Buses and passengers that disappeared in the Trishuli River not found even after 2 weeks of search. Preparation being made to halt the search. Magnet used in the search lost. The Parliamentary Hearing Committee to take a decision this Monday on the appointment of Krishnaman Pradhan to the post of the Election Commissioner. The European Union transfers 1.5 billion euros of profits from investing frozen Russian assets to buy weapons for Ukraine. And Nepal's Siantu Shrestha crashes out of the Paris Olympics in the first round of the table tennis after suffering defeat to Senegal's Ibrahim Diab. China bags first gold at the Paris Olympics. The Indian rescue team that has been helping in the search for the two ill-fated buses that had been swept away by landslide into the Trishuli River in Chittor's Simaltal 15 days ago used two huge magnets today to try to find the buses. The team searched for the buses at Simaltal, Gumaure and Kerabari but failed to find anything. Meanwhile, one of the large magnets that was being used was lost in the river today. According to the rescue team, the 19 kilograms square magnet had been swept away by the river during the search operation this afternoon. The team had reached Devghat to search for the missing magnet. However, it was not found. A lifebuoy tube has also been swept away along with the magnet. The tube is used to rescue individuals that are drowning in water sources. The Indian rescue team had searched for the missing bus and passengers by using the 19 kilogram and 14 kilogram magnets today. After being unsuccessful in finding the buses, even after a search of a week, the Indian rescue team is now preparing to return home. The two buses, along with 65 people, were swept away by landslide into the Trishuli River on 12th of July at around 3:30 a.m. in Chittor's Simaltal under the Narangad Mugling Road section. 3 people out of the 65 on board the two buses had jumped out of the bus and saved their lives. 25 out of the 62 missing bodies have been recovered so far. The Parliamentary Hearing Committee has concluded the hearing on Krishnaman Pradhan, who has been recommended for the post of the Election Commissioner. However, the committee has yet to make a decision. The meeting of the committee has been called for this Monday. Majority of the members of the committee are against the appointment of Pradhan, who had been accused of sexual harassment.
The Parliamentary Hearing Committee had concluded hearing on Krishnaman Pradhan, who has been recommended for the post of Election Commissioner on Wednesday. However, a decision has yet to be made. Lawmakers have raised question on his appointment as Pradhan had been accused of sexual harassment. As per legal provisions, individuals that are appointed to public posts must be of decent character. The governing body must inspect the eligibility and sincerity of the proposed individual. However, the committee has been delaying its decision in this regard due to political pressure. The meeting of the committee has been called for Monday at a time when speculations are being made that the deadline of 45 days within which the Parliamentary Hearing Committee must present their decision will expire, after which doors will open for Pradhan to be automatically appointed to the post. Chairperson of the committee, Pashupati Samsher J.B. Rana, and members of the committee have claimed that a decision will be made on Monday. Pradhan himself has admitted that he had reached a settlement with the victim of the sexual harassment case. Legal experts say that Pradhan's case has been termed illegitimate by the court. Likewise, leaders from the ruling alliance have termed Pradhan's recommendation for Election Commissioner as illegitimate.
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what do you think would be the result of sharing terms in federal and provincial governments? 42% voted for A, political instability, 12% for B, strengthened ruling alliance, and 46% for C, problems in good governance. And here's today's question. Is it right for the Parliamentary Hearing Committee to appoint Krishnaman Pradhan as the Election Commissioner, who has been questioned on his moral character? Your options are A, yes, B, no, and C depends upon conscience. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. A belly bridge has been constructed to reach Susta village that is surrounded by Narani River on 3 sides and Indian territory on 1 side. The locals now do not need to cross the Narani River on boat to reach the village. Likewise, they will not need to reach Susta through the Indian territory either. The local residents were compelled to move through the Indian side under the strict surveillance by the SSB in case someone got sick during night time. A bridge has been constructed across the Narani River to address the plight of the locals. This has made the lives of Susta residents a lot easier. The locals of Susta, who have been fighting against encroachment of their land by the Indian side, were compelled to rely on India for general works in the past. The construction of the bridge has addressed their plight. The bridge has connected the residents of Susta that comprises around 350 households with the main land. The attractive bridge has also started to draw domestic tourists. With this, trade and businesses have begun to flourish in Susta as shops and local restaurants have started to open. The Susta rural municipality has begun preparing plans to develop the village as a tourist destination and set up homestays. The 1.571 kilometer long bridge is claimed to be Nepal's longest. Trishuli Ashray JV Construction Company completed the construction of the bridge in 9 years at an investment of 290 million rupees. The length of stay of visitors in Gandaki province has reduced based on a study carried out by the Rashtra Bank office in Pokhara. The study carried out by the Rashtra Bank office in Pokhara regarding the tendency of stay and expenses of tourists visiting Gandaki province shows that tourists stayed for an average of around 12 days. Although the average number of days that foreign tourists stay in Nepal is around 22 days, the report shows that those visiting Gandaki province stay has decreased to just around 12 days. The study done in the province's 6 districts of Kaski, Mustang, Manang, Myagdi, Gorkha and Nolparasi East showed that the highest average stay of 19 days was by South American tourists, while the lowest average stay of 9 days was by tourists from Asia. The average stay of male tourists was 11 days, while that of female tourists was 13. According to the study, 40.18% tourists came for adventure sports, 24.03% for fun, 16.84% for cultural purposes, 10.18% for religious purposes, 2.98% for tourism trade, and 5.79% for other purposes. In the last fiscal year, tourists from 41 countries, including India, France, United States of America, United Kingdom, and Australia, visited Gandaki province. According to the study, Indian tourists spent an average of 8,355 rupees daily. The study showed that tourists from North America spent the most comparing to tourists from other continents while visiting the province. Among the reasons for the decline in tourists in Gandaki province include environment not being tourist friendly, trekking routes being linked to road connectivity, old trekking routes not being improved, new destinations not being identified or promoted, security lapses, and lack of effective information system. The report suggested to increase tourist activities and to develop required infrastructure in the province to increase the stay of tourists visiting the province. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces what should be done to extend the length of stay of tourists in Nepal and increase their spending. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
ट्राभल गर्नलाई सेफ हुनु पर्यो, रिजनेबल प्राइस हुनु पर्यो अनि त्यो अनुसारले चाहिँ गेस्टलाई राख्नको लागि अब जस्तै हामीसँग भएको कल्चर, ट्रेडिसन, आर्टहरु देखाएर
पर्यटनको लागि सबै ठाउँमा हेर्ने ठाउँहरु सबै ठाउँमा विकास गर्नु पर्यो, सफाई हुनु पर्यो।
म नेपालमा गइसकेपछि मलाई चाहिँ कुनै किसिमको चाहिँ फरक पर्दैन, म सुरक्षित रहन्छु र आउँदा जाँदा मलाई सुविधा चाहिँ ठीक छ भन्ने हुनु पर्यो।
नेपालको सबै भेषभूषा सम्बन्ध चिनारी भएका मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ उसको गाइडेन्स गराउँदा र उसलाई सहज वातावरण बनाएर राख्दा चाहिँ धेरै समय टिकाउन सकिन्छ।
समय-समयमा मेला महोत्सव लगाउनु पर्ला।
हाम्रो हवाई सेवाहरू सुरक्षित भन्ने विश्वास दिलाउनु पर्यो।
खानका लागि बस्नका लागि राम्रो अवस्था मिलाएर
चिनाउनु पर्यो यस्तो हुन्छ कल्चर नेपालमा भनेर चाहिँ देखाउनु पर्यो, झल्काउनु पर्यो, हाम्रो सांस्कृतिक उसलाई चाहिँ देखाउनु पर्यो बाहिर लगेर।
मठ मन्दिर मात्र होइन, हिमालयनहरू गुम्बाहरू यहाँ धेरै छ, त्यसमा पनि चाहिँ नेपाल सरकारले चाहिँ त्यसमा चाहिँ विकास गर्यो भने चाहिँ धेरै टुरिस्ट पर्यटकहरू आउने चाहिँ हामीलाई विश्वास छ।
रातकालीनसम्म सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम गरेर उहाँहरूलाई बस्ने वातावरण बनाइदिनु पर्ने हुन्छ।
पर्यटकहरूलाई लामो समयसम्म टिकाउनका लागि सुरक्षा र सरसफाइमा पनि विशेष ध्यान दिनु पर्यो।
हरेक वर्ष भन्छ हामी 10 लाख भित्राउँछु भनेर 2 लाख भित्राउँछ, फेसिलिटी दिन सक्न पर्यो नि, त्यो भित्राउँछु मुखले भनेर मात्रै भएन।
जसरी गङ्गा आरती भइरहेछ यसरी नै 2-4 वटा अरू सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम हुन्छ भने पर्यटक लोभाएर यहाँ बस्न थाल्छ।
कम पैसाको खाना खाजाको व्यवस्था गरिदियोस् भने धेरै राम्रो हुन्थ्यो।
जहाँको मान्छेहरू आउँछ यहाँ शुद्ध शाकाहारीको भोजन हुनु पर्यो।
It's time now for the international updates. The European Union has transferred 1.5 billion euros of profits from investing frozen Russian assets to buy weapons for Ukraine.
And its esteemed guests.
After months of grueling negotiations in Brussels, the European Union executive finally sent the first batch of funding to the war-torn country. 90% of the cash will be used for military purposes, while the remaining amount will go towards humanitarian aid. Western countries blocked around $300 billion worth of sovereign Russian assets after Moscow sent troops into Ukraine in February 2022. Last month, the Group of 7 major democracies and the European Union agreed to use interest earned from the frozen Russian assets to support a $50 billion loan for Ukraine, aiding its defense against Moscow's invasion. Russia has vowed legal action. According to an European Union draft document and statements from diplomats, European Union member states have been discussing options to extend the renewal period of sanctions on Russian central bank assets in order to secure the G7 loan for Ukraine. At least 30 people, including children, have been killed and many wounded after an Israeli air attack hit a school housing injured and displaced Palestinians in Deir el-Balah in central Gaza. The United Nations Humanitarian Aid Agency has said hundreds of Palestinians remain trapped in eastern Khan Yunis amid intense hostilities, and rescue teams were unable to reach them due to the denial of access by the Israeli military. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has reported that amid starvation and fears of spreading disease, the average daily volume of humanitarian aid cargo entering the Gaza Strip has decreased by 56% since April. At least 39,258 people have been killed and 90,589 have been injured in Israel's war on Gaza. The death toll in Israel from the Hamas-led attacks on October 7 is estimated at 1,139, with dozens of people still held captive in Gaza, including Nepali student Bipin Joshi. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.